Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I'm going over just more great find stuff found from my library bookstore, from my thrift store. I'd actually hit a estate sale earlier this week too, but I struck zero on it. It was overpriced and it was kind of grubby, so I didn't get anything from it. But my thrift store that I stopped by and my library bookstore really hooked me up with some good books this week. So, hey, before I show you what I got and give y'all some comps for what I'm doing on eBay and Amazon with these, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the channel support. Keep subscribing, hit the likes, all the stuff that helps with all the algorithms that makes things go good. And then I appreciate the comments and the feedback from you guys too. So, hey, we'll just keep doing it, see what happens. So with that, let's jump in. So my library, man, the bookstore there, I got some really good stuff there this week. The first thing is it's actually some non-book items. It's funny because I got those a few weeks ago. I got those old books for Civilization and Orion, and then Mike and I, the used book guy, we had some comments back and forth. We talked about Command and Conquer and Red Alert, and amazingly, look there, for 50 cents and a quarter. There was a Red Alert 2 and the Yuri's Revenge, from the Command & Conquer Red Alert games. They're great shape. I think I'll sell these together. I don't do a lot of media, but these should sell. I think I see sold comps on these for these two together on eBay for about 15 bucks. So for 75 cents, it's good. And then here was a Guitar Hero Wii 3. And this actually sells like 12 to 15 bucks. So for a buck, that's a good find too. Then on the book front, this was one I really just caught my eye, and I thought, man, this is so cool. Look at this. It's Carry Me. It's the 1950s Lucite handbag fashion book. So it's got all these it's got all these cool photos of the handbags. I just thought that was such a cool thing. I see this selling for like 40 to 50 bucks. I probably will send this one into Amazon just from what I'm seeing on, kind of like the e-score on it. It's not that high. It's like e-score 5. I think I'm able to get more out on Amazon from this, but it was one that caught my eye and I thought, this is great. So, some of these books that I'm getting, now that I've got my Amazon channel, even things that I'm catching, some stuff I'm picking to just sell on Amazon totally. But other times now what I'm doing is, I'm things that, catch my eye that are even higher dollar books. It's like, okay, I've got a great example later of one, in addition to this Lucite handbag one that I'm probably going to send to Amazon just because I think I can get more for it on Amazon than eBay. Sometimes the eBay buyers, I think it's great for the collectible books, and that's where a lot of people go. I like on some of these higher price books too, and the collectibles, I like doing my own shipping on those so that I know how they're packaged and that sort of thing. But that being said, I think that, what I see is that especially for doing Fulfilled by Amazon, the FBA, there's a lot of books that you can get a higher price for on Amazon, with that Amazon Fulfilled kind of endorsement, if you will, the way it's just kind of a mentality thing, right? So it's interesting for me from a, hey, I'm still buying the same kind of books, but then, deciding which way to send it, because I'm not cross-listing. I think that's probably a really, it's a good strategy for some books, but I just don't think I have the bandwidth. And I think there's some software, some other things on the market that let you do that. But what I'm really trying to do with my Amazon is get that to be Amazon fulfilled so that I don't have to worry about the shipping and keeping track of that separate, right? I just get them in and it just shows up. So anyway, that's enough of that. This one caught my eye because I thought it was the title. The book is there. It was this. It was in my library. They have this area. It's a bottom shelf, and it's all knitting books. And it's usually people hit it pretty hard. People that I think do knitting as a hobby. But sometimes knitting stuff can be lucrative. It's one of those genres you can look at. But I saw this title, and it was The Opinionated Knitter. So when I saw that, I'm like, what is this book? So it's this, I don't know, this Elizabeth Zimmerman, her newsletters for, like 10 years of newsletters. And what I see on this one, I think this is it's another good one for maybe to sell on Amazon. It'll make, like maybe $8, $10 profit. It has an e-score of like 53, so I think it'll sell pretty quick there. Then let's see. This was one. Man, look at this one. It's this Plants vs. Zombies. It's in a it's hardbacks in a slipcase. And I got this at, you see this green dot. I have to be careful to pull that off. It's my library. It's one library store. They use colored dots for pricing, and a green dot means $3. So the cool thing about this is that when I paid $3 for it, and I looked at it up on eBay. There's different ones. This particular one had not sold in the slipcase, but it was like maybe $24. But on Amazon, the fulfilled by Amazon is like 67, and merchant fulfilled is like 50 on this, and it has you know, it has a pretty decent resale like time, right? So this is another thing I want to send in on to Amazon. And thanks again to Mike, the used book guy. I had messaged him about how to do the slipcase, and he said I can polybag these, and I can still. He's had success of still putting the Amazon labels on inside the bag, even though Amazon evidently likes to be on the outside of the bag. I agree, inside the bag makes more sense. Excuse me, but the I think this is like a $50 profit book, if you know, potential. It sells on Amazon, so that was a great find. Love it, and thanks again, Mike, for the advice on that. I appreciate the help. Here's one. You know, this next 2 or 3 are ones I didn't pick out with my eyeball. These are ones I did with scanner, and like I said in my video last week about using the scanner, my hybrid approach. There's some book areas in my bookstores, like on the self-help and things like that, that I don't have a good idea about. And so the scanner really helps me with those. And so here's one, this is on Addiction, Exit the Maze. This is about a $12 or $13 profit potential book. Then this one was kind of crazy, man. It was Vocations, the new Midheaven extension process. I have no idea what that means, but this book is priced on Amazon between 37 and 200 and something bucks. And so I'm not sure exactly how I'll price it, but I think that I can still make, even at the low end, I can make 20 or 25 bucks off this. And who knows, and this thing, it had an E-score with a Scout IQ of 10. So it's selling a couple of times a month, you know? I mean, you know, every, 18 days or so. But yeah, I'm not sure, you know, the new Midheaven extension process. So it's special topics in astrology. So anyway, that was a good find. And then here was another one, this Orientation to Deafness. This was kind of another kind of something I didn't pick up with my eye. It was a scanner. This is potentially $90 profit. It's not a high E-score book. It's more like, it's in that 8 to 10 range. So it's only selling a couple of these a month. So I have to price it right and try to get it out, but that's good. And then there was another one that came up. This was The Craft of the Warrior. I love that title. And you know, this one is about a $6 or $7 profit book, selling it on FBA. And so anyway, that was kind of cool. Here's one from my library I picked up. This is for me, Rick Steves, Postcards to Europe, some of Rick Steves' writings. If you've ever traveled to Europe, you probably know, or maybe you've seen his Rick Steves PBS specials. I'm a Rick Steves man. I love Rick Steves. I think, you know, the whole backdoor Europe, when we've gotten to go to Europe a few times, and Rick Steves is one of my first places I go to get ideas and to get information, and it's usually, you know, a little bit off the beaten track, really good practical advice. And you know, I've liked his PBS stuff for years. But if you travel to Europe, if you don't know Rick Steves, check him out. But these are some of his stories, things that he's written, you know. And I had not read this, and I found it for $1, so this is for me to read. This was a Edward Gorey little book. I sold another one of these. I had to take the label off. This one was 50 cents. This is like an $8 or $9 book, but Gorey stuff sells pretty good. I've sold this one before. Okay, this was one that just interested me, and I didn't really know what this was, but this 21st Century Ellis, and evidently there was this Marine. It was like in the 20s. This Marine, this Marine had some ideas on modern strategic warfare and what would happen in the future. So it's kind of just an interesting topic, and you know, this should be like a $15 book. So I got this one for $1. All right, now here was one that I just saw that was interesting. I thought, what is this blood banking, modern blood banking and transfusion practices. This is a $30 to $40 book, so it was a good find. It was the title, this blood banking, just jumped out at me, kind of weird. Okay, here's one. Spiro. What's interesting is, I don't have any soul comps on this, but this jumped out at me. The Spiro album, number 207. I think this is like from the 90s. It's a French cartoon character. So this always makes me wonder, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, who had this French cartoon album, and it was in a thrift store now, this 30 years later after it was published. So anyway, I have list comps on eBay of this for like 40 bucks. I'll probably list it for about 30, 35 and see what happens. Hardback, so really cool. Has all the Spiro. Hopefully, I may be butchering that, but and then here was another one that was kind of weird that I picked up out of the scan pile, the Daughter Detox. It's like a $5, $6 profit book, one of those I can just send in. This one had a e-score of like 50 or 60, so it should sell fairly quick every few days. It's selling, so that's a good one. And then here is the one was just crazy. Okay, I saw this this art book, this Johannes Itten or Itten, however you say it, The Art of Color, and it just kind of jumped out at me. Usually I find that these big coffee table kind of books like this they're hard to sell because they're, for me, when I mean that, they're hard to ship. They're oversized, you have to have the right kind of box. And typically for the hassle of that, the profit potential on them is not that much. And, this one, it's got some, I don't know anything about Johann here, but he's, I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy, but when I saw this, it just struck me, and I happened to look it up, and I don't have anything on it on eBay, but on Amazon I see it's about 300 bucks, and I got it for I paid $6 for this one, so that was a high price book for me. I paid $6 for it, but I have Amazon listings on that, or it has like an e-score of like 10, and 300 bucks. So I'll probably price it a little bit lower and just try to make sure I get that first sell. And it's in great condition, and for $6, if I might make $200 profit after fees on it. So those are good ones. I tell you, my library, most of those, I had a few from the thrift store, but the majority of that came from my library bookstore, so it really kicked it for me this week. So anyway, that's what I'm finding. It's I'm enjoying this kind of dual hybrid strategy of using my Scout IQ app on my phone, combined with just my knowledge and looking for genres and things that I'm doing. So I'm using the scanning app more in sections of books that I wouldn't normally cherry pick from, and I'm pulling some extra stuff out. It's like the video I did a week and a half ago about the that's just extra profit, and sometimes it could be substantial profit if I find the right book. So it's working for me. It's kind of fun, and I'm building that inventory, and just that's what you have to do. You got to get good books and build that inventory. So anyway, I hope you guys are seeing cool, buy cool, and list it, sell it. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.